It's alright.
Oh my god!
Yo guys, what is up? Max or no Borderlands 3 video, and today we're talking about Double-0 Flynt, my new Zane spy build. Now, this is gonna be my do-it-all, use any weapon, mobbing, bossing Zane build. It excels pretty much everything. The new skill tree and this new class mod are extremely strong. The name for the build was picked by Twitter. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, we do lots of build naming on there. That'll be in the description. And guys, with that, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so showing on the screen right now is the skill tree for Coldfinger Zane. Now, this build is going to be a purple tree, blue tree capstone build. We're going halfway down into green tree, and we are using the spy class mod. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the spy class mod, because it is the biggest change, and it is new here. Whenever Zane uses the last charge on his Mantis cannon, he activates all of his kill skills. Zane's kill skills gain 10% effectiveness and 8-second duration. Now, the big question is the spy better than the Seeing Dead class mod? Now, I have had the time to compare them head-to-head directly at pretty similar roles and see what they do, and I can say that the spy is better. I personally like it more, and we've been using the Seeing Dead for so long, it's time to switch it up. The spy feels like just straight up more damage than the Seeing Dead, and we're gonna be able to kind of nullify this, like whenever he uses the last charge on his Mantis, activates all his kill skills, because we are going to be using Seeing Red. So anytime we spam our cannon, we're gonna get our kill skills. But the thing on top of that is we're also getting this crazy duration. Our kill skills are going to last 23 seconds whenever we kill an enemy. So our kill skills are always going to stay up. And every time we spam our cannon, we're going to get a ton of stacks. So with this build, with commitment, I was maintaining, when fighting enemies, around 35 to 40 stacks of commitment. With our class mod with 4 into commitment, that's going to be slightly over 2,000% increased gun damage at 40 stacks, which is, even though we can't have as many stacks as a Seeing Dead build with commitment, we're still going to have a very respectable amount of commitment stacks, and we're giving them a huge boost with that plus 10% effectiveness, and also we've got 4 into it, and our other points are into the capstone. Now, this capstone is where some real damage starts to happen. Now, commitment is great, but we also have a ton of gun damage, and it stacks with all of our other gun damage bonuses. However, our man Flynt is a V2 multiplicative damage increase that'll increase, that is an outside damage source of everything else, and when you aim down sights with this thing, your gun does seriously stupid damage, especially with our capstone. 50% bonus damage dealt. That is crazy silly damage, and incentivizes us to aim down our sights. Now, I don't love aiming down sights. It feels a little awkward, especially when you want to be moving fast on Zane. However, when you do aim down sights with this, especially with 2 out of 1 into the capstone, it is 100% going to be worth your time. Now, one of the weapons that synergizes really well with that and aiming down sights is the Hellwalker. Now, once again, this build is a use anything, and I'm going to highlight a bunch of fun weapons. But for example, the Hellwalker gets crazy freaking accuracy. It turns into a sniper and will just one-shot, like, literally everything. Hellwalker is insane. The plasma coil is, like, genuinely overkill. One thing to note, we're going to be rocking next 2 mags on pretty much all of our weapons. Next 2 mags or ASC Splash are the 2 best rolls that we can be using here. Even on the Hellwalker, I'll use next 2 mags, and things that can roll Splash, we'll use Splash with. Weapons to use with this build are anything. I really like the Light Show. I've been loving the Chaos. The Hornet is really good. Plasma Coil is insane. It's like almost overkill with this build. The Star Helix is really good. You can use redistributors. The Smog, because you have to aim down sights. The Smog is great. The Reflux is awesome. Genuinely anything. Any weapon you want to use. They all feel really good, and they all perform really well on this build. Next up, we'll talk about the Beskar. Oh, ignore the Pearl. I was testing with the Pearl. This build is going to be using a Icebreaker Victory Rush. We have too much gun damage. We don't need the Pearl. Icebreaker Victory Rush with area of effect damage and magazine size are the two things you're going to be looking for. And the shield where you're rocking is the Beskar. Now, the Beskar is a new piece of equipment here. 100% chance to reflect projectiles while shielded and 50% damage reduction while shielded. Ours also has bullet absorb and chance to drop health with ASE shock. Now, this shield is awesome. You can find it in our arms race, and we're going to be using it with distributed denial, which doesn't work with a lot of shields. It does work with the Beskar. The reflect projectiles is cool. The main thing we're racking this thing for is the 50% damage reduction while shielded. That is silly damage reduction, and we're using barrier with all-rounder, and that damage reduction makes us unkillable. Now, the reason we're using barrier and we want to be unkillable, and you guys may have noticed this if you played Zane without seeing dead, is Zane is really difficult to get out of fight for your life with the spy comm or anything that isn't seeing dead, because you lose all of your kill skills while you're in fight for your life, and our kill skills are all of our damage. We do no damage without any kill skills, and so when you go into fight for your life, it can be real rocky, and for that reason, we're going to be getting the Beskar, damage reduction, reflux, and our barrier will always be up. It's super nice, and if you didn't want to use that, you can use the Old God just for a little bit more damage. Old God is also a great choice, but I wanted to use a new gear, some new stuff. And let's talk about the skill tree. Also, your grenade doesn't matter. You're going to rock an ASE Anoint. I have the light speed equipped right now, but we're not using any skills to throw grenades, so this build just doesn't throw grenades, and that's totally fine. Next up, skill tree, real quick. We're going to run through this. Mana focus for this accuracy. I love this skill. I love it so much. The accuracy is crazy and really helps, especially the handling. Headsman hand for more crit, commitment, gun damage, cooldown rate. We had one extra point here to get to our man Flynt. I just put in the Deja Vu. Deja Vu will give you mag ammo back, but we don't really care too much about that. Fugitive, shoot and sprint at the same time, a really nice domino effect. Is reload speed and critical, or reload speed and fire rate after we score critical hit, especially if we score critical hit with our action skill. Sorry, I said that a little bit wrong. But domino effect, really nice. Reload speed and fire rate passives always, and doubles if we score critical hit with our action skill, which isn't too hard to do. Eraser here. No, this isn't an eraser build. Eraser is just nice to have. That extra damage, especially when you're using a bunch of weapons, works really nice. This does work with the redistributor. You could do some silly things with Eraser. I have a whole build on that. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but Eraser is an awesome skill. And then our man Flynt for our capstone. This Zane switch doesn't really change anything for our builds because we're always going to be going down to the capstone, and Deathfall is close. Is awesome. Typical Zane blue tree. Nothing too special here. If you do want to use an infinity pistol, which this build also works really well with, you don't need the reload speed, but yeah. And then none in red tree. And then green tree is important. We don't need anything in red tree. You could go for mag size. We don't really need it. We're not using action skill active stuff because we're just going to be spamming that. We don't need... These little damage bonuses are so small and insignificant compared to commitment, so we don't really care about that. What we do care about is survivability, which we're going to get here with ready for action. We're going to be able to grab all-rounder. We're getting distributed denial to make our barrier the Beskar, and most importantly, we're getting brain freeze, which is currently our only source of cryo unless you're using a cryo weapon. Brain freeze is super nice because it'll freeze enemies, and we need enemies to be frozen for our icebreaker victory rush, so that is super important. And guys, that is going to be it for the build. Just a short overview. I wanted to keep this quick, short and concise. I hope you guys enjoyed. The save file for this build will be in the Discord if you guys want to join. Discord.gg/Moxie. I'll have the link. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the build. If you did, be sure to drop a like. Peace.